Jim Meade, born in a small town in Western Virginia, the grandson of coal miners.
One time I was in Sunday school. My buddy's grandfather, it was his 80th birthday. And he got up and they asked him to make a little talk, a little speech. And he said this, he said, "I have tried to spend my life helping other people. It's better to give than to receive." I had heard that all my life and as a kid, but for some reason that day that resonated. And I've tried to help other people.
He began teaching in 1965 and arrived at Southern Miss in 1971. Despite participating in extensive international art studies and exhibitions, Meade has called Southern Miss home for nearly half a century.
My parents died when I was a kid, when I was young, and so I was been on my own since I was 15, 16 years old. And education made a big difference in my life. I keep my hand in all the time on drawing. I keep a journal. I have about 70 volumes to my journal. I just draw all the time, keep a notebook, a diary, and a journal. I use the journal kind of, if there's some idea pops up, I'll write it down and about how to do this with a student, how to solve this, or how to do that. But my main deal is not drawing. My main deal is helping these kids get an education.
During his career at Southern Miss, Meade has created about 135 exhibits, both local and international. Despite the long list of accolades, when asked about his legacy, Meade attributes his biggest contribution to his students.
I have some stuff in museums and stuff like that, but I don't think that's that big a deal. That's just my artwork. I think the teaching and the library and my legacy to Mississippi are these students. A buddy of mine that taught sociology here at one time, he said, "You're the luckiest person on this campus." He said, "Everybody in your class wants to be there." My deal is to help people get started in art. Where you take it and run with it is another question altogether.
His efforts to help his students thrive have paid off, with more than 50 of his students going to complete graduate programs at schools all around the world.
I had excellent students. My memory is of the good times we had here with them, helping them get started. One of my great things I like to brag about is a kid named Ed Ford that's from Smith County, a little town called Mize. Ed got a bachelor's degree here, a master's degree at the University of Georgia, and got a PhD from Oxford, England. Studied with the greatest, Martin Kemp, the greatest scholar on Renaissance art in the world.
Meade's passion for his students is something that he believes will never end.
Timeless stuff is a central part of my life, and teaching that. And in a way, I teach bigger lessons than art to these students. In a way, I teach art. In another way, what I teach is teach people how to learn.